do the thing. Welcome back to Late Nights, all 69 of my subscribers. No pun intended. Sorry for the sexual innuendo, but 69 subscribers. All year, we've worked really hard for that. And by we, I mean I've done this every single week, no matter how painstaking it has been, because gosh, let me tell you, it has not been fun. I think that's discipline though, right? I turned 30 this year, and I think it was hard for me to realize if I wanted the things I wanted, I had to start being a little bit more disciplined about it. And it's easy because as you get older, things are less exciting, right? So you get that like knee-jerk reaction of how excited you are about a new thing, but to stick with it is big. It's exciting to think that Christmas is over and we don't have to do any more of that crap, because I know you're exhausted as I am. I just want to crawl into my couch and shack up into a small little hole and just put on Do Not Disturb and see you later, amigo. But New Year's is here, and we have to get one last oomph out of the year. Luckily for me, I'm actually just in the middle of getting sick, so I'm going to be pretty miserable going into the new year if I can't kick this thing. But I wanted to welcome you back to Late Nights and say thank you for the last year. It's been amazing. It really has been amazing for me. I've learned a lot about myself, what it means to be courageous, what it means to not give a crap about what other people think of you. Because let's face it, the social media is so in our faces that it's easy to forget how important things are to us. It's easy to think that we're little. It's easy to believe that we don't deserve things. It's so easy. As you get older, it's even easier, like clockwork. You get stuck in these habits, and it's like, how do you break them? It's a miserable experience. But I'm looking forward to 2026. I really am. And I'm excited because I think we've got some really good things to be excited about. Even if you don't, your own personal development is something to be, looking forward to challenge yourself, to have things to aim at, goalposts. Aristotle once said it's better to aim high and miss than to aim low and hit. So I put together a hell of an episode for us tonight, so let's get into it. Hit that subscribe button. Oh, it feels so trifle saying that subscribe crap. Just subscribe. Just be here with me. Let's do the thing, because this year, I'm looking to double these numbers. 69 subscribers, let's face it, those are rookie numbers. I don't want to listen to me. I'm happy you want to listen to me, but I don't want to listen to me. And there's been some crazy stuff going on in the news this week, specifically in sports. And I'm not so much of a baseball or football guy, but we can't ignore this. It's pretty bad. There's a lot of bullies out there, guys. Don't be a bully to yourself. Don't be a bully to yourself. Think of your bully from elementary school, middle school, high school, the bullies you deal with at work, the people that you just can't take another minute of. This is why office parties are getting shot up on the block, because the bullies are out there and we're not containing them. We're not containing them. But we need to give everybody a platform to be themselves. The biggest part of that is not being a bully to ourselves. And sports saw a big bully this week. Ugh. A stock antagonist. That's what I call them. A stock antagonist. Those people. Small. They're small people. They pick on people to make themselves feel better, and it's a tragedy that it happens. It really is. Biff Tannen from Back to the Future. Regina George from Mean Girls. You only wear pink on Wednesdays. Right? The jerks you have to deal with every single day. Bullies are everywhere, and they're not going to be any less of them in 2026. Really. So how do you deal with them? That's the big question. What is a bully? How do you get through a bully? I don't know. Bullies are everywhere as far as I'm concerned, and it's hard. It's hard to deal with them. But there's one thing for sure about these people. That's the appeal. That's the allure, is their BS. And you have to make sure that you are a sound ground individual dealing with them, because otherwise they're going to get under your skin. And you can't let them, because then that interrupts your discipline. That interrupts your 2026, new me, new goals, new stuff, new things, new where, new there, new everywhere. You can't let that happen. And let's face it, some people, they just need to get punched in the face. I said it. I don't take it back. Some people just need to get punched in the face. I'm just saying it. This week, somebody got what was coming to them. Mr. Ryan Kennedy. You may know Ryan Kennedy. He looked like a Cabbage Patch doll at the recent Steelers versus Lions game. And you may know that Ryan Kennedy was one of those guys that started some shit. Now, imagine this. You tuck your kids in at night. You kiss your husband and your wife goodnight. You realize your love has no bounds. It's an amazing feeling to share that love and community with your people in your circle. And for a brief moment, you realize that that peace is all you need. That peace is all you need. Would you sucker punch a Cabbage Patch doll and sacrifice that peace? Now, there's nuance here, guys. This is a $500,000 loss of a sucker punch. DK Metcalf, immediately 2-game suspension. 2-game suspension from sucker punching Ryan Kennedy. Did you miss it? Did you see it this week? Did you catch this stuff? Let's get it up on the screen. Crazy. Gratifying? Yes. Costly? You bet your bottom dollar. Especially a poor broke-ass mo trucker like me. $500K will take me places. Choo-choo. Choo-choo. I see you there. Yes. Knocking the hell out of a Lord Farquaad Cabbage Patch looking doll feels pretty priceless to me. Because there's never a wrong time to do the right thing. And I know there's probably some things we'll never know about this interaction. We'll never know what the exchange was between Steelers wide receiver DK Metcalf, government-issued name DeKalin, which is what Ryan Kennedy said he called DK during the first quarter of that game last week, which is what provoked him to walk up to him, grab him, and boom! I don't condone assaulting people. I don't think you should be assaulting people. That's not how you get things done. I think you have to be a little bit more diplomatic about things. But I'm with DK on this. Our bullies deserve a punch in the head. Really. Should have wrecked the guy. Instead, a $500,000 loss. 2-game suspension right off the bat. 2 paychecks out of his family's pockets. And I'm sure they'll be okay. I'm sure they'll be able to overcome because, you know, they're so brave, right? But it's even more costly than that. DK could face up to $40 million in guaranteed bonuses throughout the course of his career due to this interaction. Now, I know this is all speculation and wah-woo-wee, whatever, right? It's just another news cycle. Be in and out before you know it. But I got a real gripe with this Ryan Kennedy guy. He is a cookie-cutter racist, I think. I don't know. Just looking at one of these guys, it's like... He reminds me so much of a Cabbage Patch doll, especially from the recent video that Preem Football on X posted. This is it. Now, I have an aunt, TT. Some of you call your aunts TT. I call her Auntie, Aunt. And she had Cabbage Patch dolls. And my aunt thought the demons were trying to get her. So she took her Cabbage Patch dolls and lined them up at her bedroom door as if to say they were going to protect her from the demons. Now, you can do what you want in life. But this guy, I don't know about this guy. The worst part is they held a press conference to clear the air. Heed and Med are the lawyers representing Mr. Ryan Kennedy, and I don't think they wanted to clear the air at all. I'll tell you, in fact, what is actually happening here is they are creating a springboard effect to project them into a lawsuit. This press conference was only meant, what do you think? What do you think it was meant for? It was meant for creating a springboard effect to put pressure on DK Metcalf. I mean, what the hell is up with that? What is up with that? Now, I'm sure there were some punitive damages and ramifications that, look, you know, Mr. Kennedy is probably experiencing. I don't doubt that at all. I'm not going to take away from that. And there should be some legal, remedies to satisfy that. And hopefully it doesn't get to litigation. I'm sure they'll settle outside of the courts because it'll be much cheaper. But to clear the air? Come on. Come on. And I mean, look at these three. This isn't head and meat. This is more like meathead. This feels more like an episode of Aqua Teen, My Hunger Force. This feels like 2 a.m. I just woke up. My snot's running on my face. I got drool all over both sides of my pillow. And these boneheads are on my TV. Just doing what they do. It's a tragedy. I feel like it's a tragedy. In sports is, there needs to be some player fan conduct. They need to take a closer look at this stuff because Aaron Rodgers said it best in a recent interview. It's as if people buy a ticket and they think because they've bought a ticket that they can do whatever they want and say whatever they want. And that's not true. We live in a democracy, guys. We have to treat each other better. We have to be more kind to each other and, and stop being such bastards. Anywho, let's see what 50 Cent thinks about all of this. We agree, 50. Awesome. It is kind of crazy, though. The video from Preem Football on X that he posted, it really reminds me of those later Rock'em Sock'em robots. He was like, pulled him down and gave him that swift upper. He gave him one of those. Oh, man. It's crazy out there, especially in the world, not just sports. There's just crap going on everywhere. So much crap. I think of all the crap we dealt with over the holidays, all the crap you probably dealt with your family, and your own crap you got to deal with, because that's the best crap to deal with. I don't know. I find that I'm a little bit more particularly invested into other people's crap. I'm a devoted into your crap kind of person. I like my shit, but don't get me wrong. Somebody else's, is just more interesting. Your news is way more interesting than my news. And if you're new here, I'm your host, Anthony Cassese. We do this every week, a sketch late night show where hopefully one day Lauren Michaels will see me, pick me up, and throw me into the ring with Michael Shea and Colin Jost, and we can just have one big hoo-ha of a party there on late nights. SNL. Hello. I'd be open to it. Let me know, Lauren. Let me know. I'd be open to it. Till then, I'm going to keep doing my thing. So I appreciate every single one of you guys that subscribe and support this channel, because every time I sit down at this desk and we put a skit together and we do the writing and we produce it, edit it, and upload it, you don't realize what goes into it. And as a person, I learned so much about myself in real time doing this, right? This is how I learn. This is how you figure out who you are. And that's what's so exciting about doing late night. So if you're new here, I hope you subscribe and appreciate the channel as much as I do, because there's always something to be learned here. And I realized at one point in the last year or two that I stopped talking about myself and the things that I love. I started to become so scared and fragile that I stopped putting myself out there and committing to the things that are really important to me. It really crushed me because I looked back on some of my earlier content where I was really forthcoming and transparent. And I talked about how I felt, and people love that. And I got away from that because I started to get scared of the world around me. So I think for 2026, one of my big commitments is I have to be able to do what I've done all of 2025. And all of 2025, I felt one of the biggest things that was really important to me was giving people really transparent and sound counsel, which meant if they were my friend, they were my sister, my brother, my mother, my best friend, my boss, I always tried to shoot them straight and tell them exactly what they needed to hear. Really, really, really good counsel. And for 2026, I'm going to take that same motto. I'm going to take the motto of sound counsel and give it to myself. Because so oftentimes we get blurred by our emotions. And that's okay. It's okay to feel. In fact, I want to feel more this year, but I want to be better to me. And know when to take my wins and know when to acknowledge a loss or an opportunity in my life. You have to know, and there has to be a healthy balance. There does. And I heard of this concept recently that got me thinking, and I wanted to share it with you because I don't think it's all that normal. And if you feel this, you're pretty special too. It's called the invisible guest theory. You may have heard of this. Have you? Let me know in the comments if you've heard of the invisible guest theory. It's an interesting one. Here it is. At almost every party, dinner, meeting, or gathering that you walk into, most people are not thinking of you at all. That's crazy. Just marinate in that for a second. Every party, meeting, gathering that you walk into, most people are not thinking of you at all. They're too busy worrying about themselves. They're wondering if they sound smart, and they're wondering if their outfit looks okay, and they're wondering if they sound okay, and they're wondering if people like them. They're wondering if there's something on their face or in their teeth or on their head. And nobody is thinking about them. They're just thinking about themselves. And that's not bad, because we worry excessively. We think to the point of crazy. And just like I started out this channel, and just like I started out this episode today, we're so fragile. And I learned that this year. I became 30. I can't even believe I got here. So many people said I would never make it. You'll never make it, Anthony. You'll never make it. You're a terrible kid. You make bad choices. You're never going to be anything more than a line cook at McDonald's. No, really. I had a teacher who told me forever, every time I walked into the class, he said, "Would you like fries with that? Would you like fries with that?" He had me beat to never make it out alive. But that's how I thought of that. I never thought that maybe he was saying that to me to motivate me, to spark a little bit of curiosity that there is a possibility of not being that thing, of not being that person, and that it's not always a dick measuring contest, guys. It's not if you're doing better than the other person or that person or this person. It's about how you're doing today. It's about how good are you today. If you are marginally better than you were yesterday, then you're in a good place, because that is compounding interest. Every single day, if you're a little bit better than the day before, how you rank up to anyone else doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And comparing yourself will only steal away from your own creativity and your own presence of today. And I really wanted to end on that note, because I realize that as we get older, it's hard to believe that. It is. It is really hard, because maybe there's bullies in your life that you just want to sucker punch DK Metcalf them. But we can't sucker punch the bullies in our head. But with a little discipline and a little understanding, and I love Jesse. Jesse's my best friend in the whole world. And he'll be the first to tell you, I hate people that say, give yourself grace. And I agree. Don't give yourself grace. Beat yourself up. Be hard on yourself. Expect more of yourself. Have a standard for how you live. Expect that you can become more than the sum of who you are today. Don't give yourself grace. That's the easy way out. Love, Jesse. And Happy New Year to everybody. All 69 of my subscribers, and to all the people that will watch these videos well into the new year. It really means a lot to me. I don't know where this is going, and I don't know that I care where it's going, but I do know that I really enjoy it, and I learn a lot about myself every time I sit down at this desk every single week. And we just picked up a new camera to help elevate late nights. It was a huge investment, something I thought at the beginning of 2025 I'll never have. I'll never be able to have this thing. I might as well just get it out of my head. And here we are. It's the end of the year, and I was able to get this camera, and it's such a milestone for me. It's such a big moment, because it's just a testament to, hey, look, you may think you can't do it, but if you try, if you just try, anything is possible. In the great words of Strawberry Shortcake, anything is possible. Happy New Year. I hope you crush your New Year's resolutions. And if you don't, I hope you absolutely fail and fall on your face and learn that that's okay. And I hope you keep failing until you learn that it's okay to not be okay, and to fail and suck and not be okay and not do your best sometimes. Because that is such a beautiful fucking feeling. That is such a glorious feeling. And to end on a high note, one of my favorite movies, I hope you go into 2026 with this energy right here. I'm your host, Anthony. This is Late Nights. Oh, DK Metcalf the world, baby. Thank you for joining me.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps too. I can't hear you, buddy. Back me up. Oh, wee.